Hello, it is time to Redemption 1, Good to Evil, and happy 15th anniversary to it. Team the gold medal of most good is Lee Johnson. He's the Marshal of Armadillo, described as tough and is not afraid to get aggressive, all while remaining fair to the law. Despite his rough exterior, he displays himself as fairly polite and professional towards those who are around him. Next is Louisa. She's a former school teacher and fighting as a rebel in Mexico. She's very dedicated and zealous revolutionary and is said to fight as well as any man. Next is Nastas. He's initially an informant for the government under Edgar Ross. It can be assumed that he agreed to infiltrate the gang in an attempt to rescue his tribe from their inner destruction under Dutch's leadership. Next is Landon Ricketts. A renowned gunslinger during the height of the American West, he teaches John the ropes of how to use Deadeye and helps him save Louisa. Next is Bonnie McFarlane. She's a compassionate and no-nonsense rancher who helps out her farm, and she ventures to Fort Mercer and saves an injured John at great risk to her own safety. Next is Uncle, a former member of the gang who helps out John to do ranch, and when the army attacks their ranch, Uncle helps John to defend the farm, and sadly he gets shot by Ross. Next is Abigail. She's the wife to John and mother to Jack, but John will be forced to work with Ross to kill their old friends, which would result in his tragic fate. After John's death, she continued to run the family and raise Jack until her passing. Next is John, a former member of the gang. He was forced by Ross to track down and kill Bill, Javier and Dutch. After that, he finally got Abigail and Jack back and continued his ranch jobs until he shockingly gets killed by Ross. Now on to the neutral. Next is Jonah and Eli. They're the deputies under Marshal Johnson's command. They're portrayed as dim-witted and unkempt and belligerent. Next is Jack Marston. He joined John in his ranch jobs and hunting, until John killed his father, and years later, after his mother had passed away, Jack decides to become an outlaw and hunted down Ross and takes his revenge on him. Next is Nigel S. Dickens. He's a travelling salesman and is shown to be some of a fraud, showing that he sells non-working medicine to get people's money. Although all that, he does try to be helpful and uplifting to others. Next is Archer. He unwaveringly supports Ross in his less unethical methods. However, unlike Ross, he appears to develop some respect to John, and in his last mission he thanks John after Dutch's death. Next is Irish. He's an alcoholic, and he's known to be greatly exaggerated. And when John works aside him, he often does the work while Irish is nowhere to be found. Now on to the evil. Next is Howard McDougal. He's naive and small-minded, and his behaviour towards the natives demonstrates his ignorance for the culture. Next is Abraham Reyes. He's the leader of the rebels. His main goal is to overthrow Allende so he can take over Mexico, and shows little regard to peasants, but he does help John to take out Javier, Bill, Allende and De Santa. Next is Seth. He's a psychotic grave robber who is recruited to help John to raid Bill's hideout, and who John does favours for in several missions. Next is Javier, a former member of the gang, and he's working as a hitman for Allende and is responsible for defending Bill. Next is Bill. A former member of the gang, he's the leader of his own gang who caused vicious crimes. He then tries to escape with Allende until he's taken down by John and Reyes. Next is Dutch, a former leader of the gang until he became a cold-blooded sociopathic killer. He recruits the natives for his own army, and when he's cornered by John, he calls himself for what he is, and he tries to warn John that he'll be betrayed too, and then sadly he commits suicide. Next is Vincent de Santa. He's the captain of the army and one of Allende's right-hand man who greets John. When John came to hunt Bill and Javier, after de Santa made John do a few missions for him, he then tries to kill John so he can defend Bill and Javier until he gets his deserved death. Next is Allende. He's a brutal governor who rules over Mexico and abuses power by attacking villages and kidnapping women. And then he betrays John because Allende was actually hiding Bill and Javier all along, and he finally gets taken out by John and Reyes. And the gold medal of most evil is Edgar Ross. He's a corrupt agent who captures Abigail and Jack and forces John to hunt down Dutch, Bill and Javier. After John spent time on his ranch, he betrays John by sending the army to attack his farm, and he infamously killed John. Okay, that is all, and happy 15th anniversary to this game. I'll see you next time. Goodbye!